Pule Letshwiti-Jones also in Bloemfontein for us. Tell us a little bit about the angle that you've been covering and who you are speaking to.
Well, good evening, Sally, once again. And while we know that, pressure is mounting for the already under fire SG to step aside, the fight back has also continued. Now we've been told of, KZN branches that are also going to be preparing and arriving for the night vigil. It's expected to take place in a mere couple of minutes from now, included by some of the Bloemfontein branches as well. Now, you remember just last year, the ANC SG saying that's the only person, or rather structure, would listen to would, of course, be the branches, the ground branches, and that's saying that he will only step aside only if he's found guilty, and that cannot be mastered in a court of law. But also, most importantly, what we are aware about is that there have been instructions as well to say that, those who will be in contravention of the COVID-19 protocols tomorrow will, of course, be arrested in terms of demonstrations, and no social distancing will be taking place. But remember that even last year there was just large gatherings of people just around the square where the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court is. But joining me this evening now is the former MEC of Public Works and, of course, a member serving on the PEC in this province, Mr. Malebo, who's going to be giving us, or rather highlighting their stance on this particular situation. Mr. Malebo, thank you very much for affording us courtesy to speak to us this evening. Now, you've mentioned that you will not be outside court tomorrow. In fact, you are some of the group of ANC members who are anti-Magashule, calling on the NEC to actually use some of the adopted policy guidelines to make sure that those who are criminally charged step aside. Just if you can take us through that, sir.
First of all, I'm an ANC activist, and we have come to know that the interim REC and the Provincial Executive Committee of the ANC in the Free State have issued notices to our branch secretaries that they should organize supporters for Ace Magashule court appearance tomorrow. We have come out clear to discourage all our branches that have been asked to do that, because that would be in contravention with the COVID-19 regulations and emergency regulations. We are also calling upon the law enforcers to act without fear or favor for all those who will be contravening those laws that are anti-gathering tomorrow. We are also discouraging everybody that wishes to disobey the president. As far as this one is concerned, we have come out very, very clear that as ANC branches, as ANC members, we are not in support of those people who are supporting people who are being arrested for fraud, corruption, especially for this case of asbestos that have left the poorest of the poor.
Now let's talk about the pressure that's been mounting as well. We know about the MKMVA, like the likes of Carney House, saying that they will be in support of ANC, SG, Magashule. However, we have a parallel drawn by the MKV Council, the likes of Mr. Gregory, saying that look, he should actually step aside and lead by example. But the SG, like I've just said, saying that only branches can decide them, branches that have put him in place. In terms of that as well, you've mentioned about some of the discussions that have been taking place within the Provincial Executive Committee within this province. What is your take on that in terms of the SG having to step down as well?
From the ANC branches that are in opposition to what is happening, we have said that this pressure on our branches to come out and support SG tomorrow is an abuse of ANC members. And again, also, the same abuse can be accorded to those ex-MK members that are in Nkandla, because any self-respecting MK member will not support any person who is in contravention of the law and who is in contravention and defiance of our constitution and our laws. And the same abuse, we can see them trying to do it here in Bloemfontein. And we are calling upon those MK ex-members that if they are loyal to our revolution and to our organization, they will withdraw from supporting an individual who wants to cause a constitutional crisis in our country.
All right, thank you very much for joining us this evening, Mr. Malebo.
It's my pleasure. Thank
All
you.
right, there we go, Sally. You know, like you've just highlighted there, that, you know, they're calling for all supporters, in fact, who are anti, or rather pro-Magashule, to even not go out to support the SG, as he will be appearing before the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court, as they will be on the wrong side of the law. But it'll be interesting to see how it turns out tomorrow, Sally, because it is going to be a quite busy day ahead of the court proceedings.
It absolutely is, Pule and Tulis, as you were showing us. The truck has already pulled up for the supporters of Ace Magashule. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We will be watching all proceedings with great interest on Friday morning. Coming to us live from Bloemfontein, Tulis Simelane and Pule Letshwiti-Jones.